Karen, you're on in three, two, one.
Well, good morning. Welcome back to Condo Craze and HOAs. I'm Karen Curtis, and I'm here again with attorney Eric Glazer from Glazer and Sachs, and we are live on our YouTube channel, Condo Craze and HOAs. You can actually see Eric and myself. And of course, we're here every Sunday to answer all your questions about anything condo or HO related, because Eric is board certified by the Florida Bar and Condominium and Plan Development Law, and he has a firm with attorneys in Fort Lauderdale and Orlando. So we'd love to get the phone lines going earlier, the chat box in our Condo Craze and HOA's YouTube channel. So give us a call, 877-850-8585, 877-850-8585. It is toll free.
And if you're a fan of the show, do exactly what Karen said. Two things. Subscribe to the Condo Craze and HOA's channel on YouTube, where not only can you watch the show live, but if you ever miss a show, you can see any of our previous shows. And of course, join our email list. That's at condocrazeandhoas.com. By joining each week, you can get emails about the show, our blog, our seminars. We're going to talk about that. Our newsletters, updates on the law, and a lot more. By the way, we now on Apple, right?
Ah,
yeah.
nice.
All of our shows are now on Apple and Spotify.
Yeah.
So the show is definitely branching out. Of
Well,
course,
it's a good resource.
Absolutely.
And your blog is a good resource, which you can go on
Searchable.
your website. It's searchable.
Searchable.
What is
Put
your
in
website?
topic. CondoCrazeandHOAs.com.
Boom.
That's where it is, where you can do searchable research anytime you want.
Good resource.
Fantastic. And I've spent a lot of money on it, let me tell you. But it's great.
Totally
It's
worth
great.
it.
It is great. A great resource for anybody.
You like
just have
helping people.
Any topic you have, just go there, type it in, and any blog we ever wrote on that topic, there it is. It comes up. And of course, we do a blog every single Monday morning at hoa-condoblog.com. Again, hoa-condoblog.com. Tomorrow's topic: make sure your docs don't cost you money. Don't let the banks off the hook.
Ooh.
Yeah, and you'll have to read about that tomorrow. Hey, before we dig into the condo world, little aggravation to get off my chest this morning.
Okay.
Went to the Barbie movie yesterday. I was in the mall with my wife and my daughter, Jamie. Jamie's 27, so Jamie says, let's go see the Barbie movie. So I'm
Wait. She says she's not 27.
26. She's 27.
Daddy, don't get
Yeah.
it wrong.
So I'm not necessarily adverse to seeing Margot Robbie.
Right.
So I thought, okay, it would be a lot of fun. I was wrong.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I was really, really wrong. This may be the worst movie ever made. And here is the message of the movie that was beaten into everyone's head from the beginning to end, including all the little girls that were in the theater. It's a man's world. Women can't make it on planet Earth as anything but sex symbols because men are evil. The world is only controlled by men, and in fact, the only way women can make it is to go back to Barbie land, where women are in control.
I sort of agree with it.
Get out.
It's kind of true.
No, get out of here. Women are all. We have a woman vice president. Come on. I mean, she doesn't know she's vice president, but so we have a woman vice president. Now, I got to tell you, I literally couldn't believe what I was watching. The movie is telling your little girl, she has no chance, zero chance in today's world. She might as well give up now and try to find Barbie land. And I got to tell you, if my daughter wasn't 26 and instead was 8 years old, I would have yanked her out and walked out of the theater with her. That's how bad I think it was. And by the way, also, don't try to look your best. It's okay if you let yourself completely go and become totally unattractive to the mean men that are out there and only want you for one thing. And it was such a horrific message to tell young little girls in America. Someone needs to tell these scriptwriters that this is not Afghanistan.
I thought it was empowering to women. That's the whole. My daughter's 29.
It was actually not empowering to women. It was actually the worst. It was telling young women that, no, you can make it in today's world. Absolutely, don't even try. Give up now. It was horrific, and you got to go back to Barbie land. It was absolutely anything but empowering. And let me if things are so bad for women, I'm guessing Margot Robbie made what, $10-12 million to do this
Did
movie?
Ryan Gosling make more?
Yeah, no, I would guess not.
Maybe.
I would guess not.
How would we know?
Pretty good payday for a man or a woman in America. And I know it's just a movie, but it's a disgraceful movie, and we will leave it at that. And now we can go pick up Karen where we left off in Condo World.
Well, you got some good news?
But I'm telling you, good news, yeah. How about we do talk about some good news for a change?
Yeah.
And how about a new law that's a benefit to condos by requiring a boost to security? And let me explain. Florida condominiums, they always had an obligation to provide for the safety of its owners, its residents, and guests when it came to preventing crime in the community. There was always an obligation. But the condominium association was negligent. If it knew or should have known about prior crimes in the community or even the surrounding areas and failed to take reasonable safety measures to prevent future crime.
The condominium knew about assumptions in the community. They can't just sit back. They now have to employ some security measures.
Right, exactly. And whether it be installing cameras, hiring security guards, they always had to do something. And if they did nothing and someone got hurt, it was easy to prove negligence against the association. I actually had several of those cases over the years. So this year, the Florida legislature passed a new law that makes it easier for condominiums to avoid being deemed negligent for failing to take adequate security measures. And if you're playing along at home, it's Florida statute 768.0706, new law. And this went into effect March 24th, and it applies to multifamily residential property, which is defined as a residential building or a group of residential buildings such as apartments, townhouses, or condominiums consisting of at least 5 dwelling units on a particular parcel. And Karen, start us off. What does the law actually say?
Okay, first of all, we'll put that statute on the in the chat box of the YouTube channel.
Yes, 768.0706.
Okay, so here's what it says. The owner or principal operator of a multifamily residential property can substantially implement the following security...
Which substantially? Sorry, which substantially?
Which substantially implements the following security measures on that property, has a presumption against liability in connection with criminal acts that occur on the premises, which are committed by third parties, I'm guessing that's the big part, and who are not employees or agents of the owner or operator.
Right. And so, again,
that's interesting.
There's a presumption against being negligent if you do certain things. And here are the security measures that the new act requires. Okay, number 1, a security camera at points of entry and exit, which records and maintains as retrievable for at least 30 days video footage to assist in offender identification and apprehension. So you can see license plates, basically.
Okay.
So that's the first thing.
And a lighted parking lot, illuminated at an intensity of at least an average of 1.8 foot candles per square foot at 18 inches above the surface from dusk until dawn, or controlled by a photocell or any similar electronic device that provides light from dusk until dawn.
Okay, so cameras, we're talking about an illuminated parking light. Next one, lighting in walkways, laundry rooms, common areas, and porches. Such lighting must be illuminated from dusk until dawn or controlled by photocell or any similar electronic device.
So this mitigates any kind of responsibility if you have these things.
It takes away the presumption against being negligent.
Okay, and at least a 1-inch deadbolt in each dwelling unit door.
Right. A locking device on each window, each exterior sliding door, and any other doors and not used for community purposes.
And locked gates with key or fob access along pool fence areas.
All right. Finally, a peephole or door viewer on each dwelling unit that does not include a window or that doesn't have a window next to the door. So basically, people can look out. People can look out before they open the door.
Right. Well, the peephole, but it can prevent people from breaking in too with that window. Yeah. So after doing all that.
Yeah. After doing all that, by January 1st, 2025, the owner or principal operator of the multifamily residential property, you have to have a crime prevention assessment that is no more than 3 years old completed for the property, and it has to be performed by a law enforcement agency.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, or the Florida Crime Prevention through Environmental Design practitioner, whatever that is. I don't know. I would contact a law enforcement agency. So our listeners have to contact again the local law enforcement agency. Try to find out how you can get this crime prevention assessment. Very important.
So the peephole and the deadbolt is the responsibility of the association?
Well, if you could prove that all of these exist on all of the doors, again, along with everything else, you take away the presumption against being negligent. Pretty important.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So in addition, by January 1st, 2025, the owner or principal operator of a multifamily residential property provides proper crime deterrence and safety training to its current employees. After January 1st, 2025, the owner or principal operator must provide such training to an employee within 60 days after his or her hire date for purposes of this paragraph.
So it's not just putting things on the door and having lighting. You now have to train your employees. And, while there seems to be, some work that needs to be done for a condo, I would do it. And if these measures are implemented, I think it could result in the avoidance, potentially, of a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the association should anybody become the victim of a violent crime while on the condo property. And I certainly see a reduction in your insurance rates if this plan is implemented. And I got to tell you, I would think many of our listeners are already in compliance of everything we just said.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody has lighted parking lots.
Yeah,
right?
I think crime is pretty low in these gated communities.
Mostly, right. If you're gated, so gated condominium, sure. And I would think you have not deadbolts.
Yeah.
I would think you have peepholes on all the doors. But again, now you need to prove it up. Call your local law enforcement agency. Basically get certified, right? Let them certify you as having the proper crime prevention plan. Show it to your insurance company. Try to get a reduction in rates. But not only that, should something happen on your property, again, that presumption against being negligent no longer applies, and potentially you can avoid a multi-million-dollar lawsuit if you can show these things were in effect. Basically, someone gets hurt. Your response is, what more could we have done?
Well,
we did everything that we had to do. We were not negligent.
Right. And the security cameras, though, that would require, that's a material alteration.
It may be in a condo, it might be.
And a Ring doorbell is as well, is it not?
Yes, yeah. But again, you don't necessarily need the Ring doorbell. You just need all the other things we mentioned. And I would think, again, most of the condos that we're talking to out there already have it. So just make sure, contact your local law enforcement agency, get the certification you need, show it to your insurance company, and I think it would be tremendous savings if you can prove this up to your insurance carrier. All right, but let's see what our listeners and viewers think. Taking your calls, 877-850-8585. Again, 877-850-8585.
There are very large management companies, and there are very small management companies, and I think Affinity sits somewhere in the middle of that, where they are big enough to provide you with all of the back-of-the-house services, the accounting, the infrastructure, the support systems, but small enough to be high touch.
We believe at Affinity that we do the 9 to 5 so that you don't have to do that.
Oh no, an unexpected leak. Jay, you know that's no way to solve a roof problem. Call Best Roofing. We solve roof problems.
We are DMI Paving and Seal Coating, Florida's parking lot experts. We specialize in asphalt paving and repair, including pothole repair, seal coating using JC7 or polytar, concrete curbs, ramps, and walkways, and striping and pavement marking, as well as ADA compliance. We service commercial properties, including homeowners associations, apartment communities, shopping malls, warehouses, stadiums and arenas, and more. Experience is worth more than anything in an industry like ours, and our staff has decades of it. We have specialized equipment for any job, regardless of size, saving you time and money. DMI has a reputable history. We have been in business since 1956. We serve the state of Florida from 6 locations. Let us bid on your next parking lot project. Visit us online at dmipavingandsealcoating.com.
For mitigation after a catastrophic event, building restoration, repair and remediation consulting, or Senate Bill 4D inspections, please visit rimkiss.com.
Somewhere in the middle of
the
that.
brand new statute.
Owners associations, apartment communities, shopping malls, warehouses, stadiums and arenas, and more. Experience is worth more than anything in an industry like ours, and our staff has decades of it. We have specialized equipment for any job.
$12.5 million. Not a bad payday for a man or a woman,
he
right?
was in it less, right?
Yeah, give me a break. Give me a break. He worked just as hard as her on this one.
But she's Barbie.
I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay. Question, let's see, 1126 Vidal. All right, so question, we're finishing up our 40-year electrical. I had inspections by the condo electrician. They sent me a letter from the association, what had to be done. I had the electrician come and do this. Okay, what's your question? I don't see any right there, right? Okay, just received a letter that I have to do another inspection. Shouldn't the association pay for this since I paid for the inspection and electrician to fix what they sent in the letter? I'm not sure what they're requiring to do. You know, most of the time when they do the 40-year recertification, they're not making the unit owners basically do anything. The association is basically doing everything. So I don't know why they're putting the burden
Of the 40-year electrical?
of the 40-year electrical on the individual unit owners. That's very
That's a problem.
rare. All right, Kathy writes, Eric, if the board votes on changes to the rules and regulations in our condominium, are they required by law to post that specific meeting 14 days in advance, or is the usual 48-hour meeting notice okay? And the answer is 2 days advance notice is fine. It's nowhere required that 14 days advance notice is required under the statute. 2 days, no problem. Who do we got, VJ? Hey, Richard, how are you? Yep, we hear you great. Never heard that before in my life. Never heard that before in my life.
And how can you raise your insurance rates over 100%?
Yeah, well, over 2 years, yes.
Over 110%.
Over 2 years, yeah.
Wow.
but I never heard it where you can't ask another agent to get a competitive bid. I don't agree. I'm sorry? Of course you can get competitive bids. Never heard anywhere in the insurance industry there's just because the topic is insurance that insurance does engage in competitive bids. Now, the truth of the matter is that because there's no more
That's
insurance
right.
companies.
Yeah, you might only get one or two.
Right. You might only get one or two. We're required that 14 days advance notice is required under the statute. 2 days, no problem. Who do we got, VJ?
First up, we have Richard in Orlando.
Hey, Richard, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, we hear you great.
Hi, Eric. Eric, I'm on the board of my local COA, and I'm worried about the insurance races everyone's talking about. They're expecting a 50% increase on top of the 60% increase we just had. I asked my manager if we can get competitive bids, and she replies, no, we're only allowed one agent of record, and they're only allowed to get one bid. There's no competitive bidding allowed in the state of Florida. Is that true?
Never heard that before in my life. Never heard that before in my life.
And how can you raise your insurance rates over 100%?
Yeah, well, over 2 years, yes.
Over 110%.
Over 2 years, yeah.
Wow.
But I never heard it where you can't ask another agent to get a competitive bid. I don't agree.
We can get competitive bids.
I'm sorry?
We can get competitive
Of course you
bids,
can
right?
get competitive bids. Never heard anywhere in the insurance industry there's just because the topic is insurance that insurance does engage in competitive bids. Now, the truth of the matter is that because there's no more insurance companies left
you
in
might
the
only
state
get
of
one or
Florida,
two.
right? You might only get one or two bids, right?
Try State Farm.
Right. You might be stuck. You might be stuck with just Citizens, right? But State Farm, I think, now is the leading company besides Citizens.
The agent of record can get more than one. We
Yeah.
have to have an agent of record.
Of course, I can't say.
Other bids.
I get bids. My building that I'm in, that I own, is in a condominium, and I ask my agent to go get several bids all the time, or I could contact different agents and get different bids. If this agent won't do it, then contact another agent.
I asked about that. They said two agents can't bid. I wrote this down, against each other.
BS. BS. We do it all the time.
Capitalism
Okay?
isn't dead yet.
Right, exactly. I don't believe that for 1 second.
Listen to this playback.
You can play it back anytime you like. Yeah. And again, my own building, we get competitive bids all the time.
She just quotes laws. She says the state of law in Florida that you can't do this.
Yeah, right. Tell her to state the law. Right. Tell her to state the statute. Tell me the statute on the next show, and I don't think you'll be able to tell me a statute, quite frankly. Okay?
Thank you. Eric, one quick question. October 3rd in Orlando, the convention center, the same place you had the last.
That's right. We will be there.
COA thing. Are you going to be there?
I will be there in Orlando. We didn't announce the dates of the shows yet, but I will be there, and I can't wait to see everybody like always.
October 3rd on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't know the dates offhand, but yeah, we're going to announce them probably in like 2-3 weeks as we get closer to October 3rd, because first we have...
You should charge.
It's free of charge like always, buddy.
It's been, how many people have you educated free of charge and given lunch?
25,000.
25,000 people.
Yeah, but hey, I look forward to meeting you, okay? Thanks, you.
Eric. I'll see you then.
You got it. VJ, who else we got?
Julia in Hallandale.
Oh.
Julia. How are you, Julia?
I am beautiful. And good morning, Eric. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning.
Just wanted to comment. I used the blog the other day to search on how to petition the board to put an item on the agenda. Found the information. It was gorgeous.
Really?
So,
you know what? I so appreciate
that was really good.
Hey, you know what? By the way, with our YouTube viewers out there, it is so important for us to know how the sound is today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is everything
it is
good?
crucial, right? Because we got several cameras going today. We are on the Ethernet. I mean, today we're expecting it to be pristine, perfect.
Perfection.
Yeah, so if somebody can just let us know. if the sound is, where it should be, how it should be, I would sincerely appreciate it. Julia, what do you got?
Okay, regarding this new security law, who has access to those entrance cameras? Do
Good one.
owners have it?
Who has
Can they request it?
Okay, so the question is, when you say access to those cameras, let's say the camera took a video, you want to get a copy of that video?
Or you want to watch it live and see who's coming in?
I actually would like to do both. I would like to have a live feed on maybe a TV channel or internet, and I would also like to be able to request some past date. Is that an official record?
Okay, so right, then that's the Julia. You're smart. See, Julia's just a smart listener from listening for so many years. What did she just ask? Is it an official record?
Yeah.
Right. That's the bottom line. So a couple of years ago, the Florida statute finally designated, made it very clear what's an official record, and an official record must be something in writing. So what did that do? It knocked out videos that you're requesting access to. So no, all of these videos are not official records of the association. Now, that being said, right, unit owners can't get access to it. That's what it means. Let's say, for example, God forbid, somebody gets mugged, attacked on the condominium property. If the condominium's probably going to get a letter from a lawyer that says, guys, you better preserve that tape, right? That videotape that shows what happened, what shows exactly the date of the attack, when it happened, how it happened, etc. And if you don't do it, if you don't preserve it, you're going to be accused of spoliation of evidence.
Ooh, spoliation of evidence.
If you're accused of spoliation of evidence, now there's going to be an inference against you that you destroyed this videotape because it was against you.
So that's what Trump did.
Right. Well, objection. Right. We're not going to attack Trump on this show.
Spoliation.
Yeah, right. So right. That's exactly what.
So is there anything that would prohibit the condo from putting the video up on their website, even though it's not an official record?
Absolutely not. And a lot of stations, like Julia said, have. A lot of condos have a station where if you go to it on TV,
cool.
There you see it. You see the video, live video of the parking lot or whatever it may be, or the entranceway to the building. So
that was not my original question, actually.
Yes, go ahead.
My original question is: we are facing a sizable assessment, and my understanding is that there needs to be a 14-day notice for the meeting where that assessment is voted upon.
Yep, that's correct.
We have a mailing, which is not 14 but 12 days. Does that invalidate the vote of the meeting?
Technically, it does. Yes. Anything ambiguous about the statute requiring 14 days notice? No, it requires 14 days, not 12-day notice. And I think
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
They did send an email 14 days, but if email was sufficient, why do you bother mailing?
No, email is not sufficient. Email is absolutely not sufficient.
Okay.
So unless
that meeting is invalid, they have to reschedule. Is that correct?
Right, correct. Absolutely. Unless there's an unless. Unless every single member in the building, right, every single one, provided notice to the condominium association that said that they are willing to receive notice of meetings by email. Every single person would have had to give them that. So,
yeah.
Great.
You know what? No, even if it's 12 days, I'm going to correct myself. Even though they gave 12-day notice, it's not good. Period. 12-day notice is not sufficient. Okay?
Email doesn't cut it. They may think it does.
Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
Who else we got, VJ?
We have Herzl in New York.
Herzl in New York. All right.
Hi, Eric. I'm calling from New York.
Where in New York?
Place in Boynton.
Wait, hold on. Where in New York are you? Flatbush. I'm a Sheepshead Bay boy.
And he's
not too far away.
I'm there. That's right.
Flatbush. So my father-in-law was the gym teacher at Erasmus in Flatbush for 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah, long time. Right in the Flatbush area. How can we help, buddy?
Well, he has a place in Boynton.
Okay.
A lot different than Flatbush.
I have a place. I bought it about a year ago. I bought it in Boynton.
Okay.
In a homeowners association, and I'm putting a request for approval of a pool.
Right.
And it came up at a meeting, and all of a sudden I get approval with a couple contingencies. They said I can't build the pool from June to November because of hurricane season.
Because
And
what?
Hurricane
Because of hurricane season. Okay.
I'm sorry?
Okay, because of hurricane
Right.
season. Okay.
So this is a new rule. There was no notice of it coming up at the meeting. They didn't even discuss it at the meeting. They didn't vote on it at the meeting. And after the meeting, the ARC got together and said, "Oh, we're going to impose this rule." And also a rule that I have to be there during the construction. Obviously, I live in New York, so I said I'll have somebody there for me, but I can't be there. I don't live there. So I believe these two rules. First of all, I think they have to be voted on, and I think they have to have notice of it in the meeting. They had no such thing. I think the rules are valid. I don't even think the ARC had authority to do that. The board did. So I appealed to the board, and the board just rubber stamped what they did. Oh, well, it was done in conjunction with us. I don't think that does it.
I agree with everything you said. How about that?
And
I think so. Rules have to be related to the health, the welfare, the safety, the community. They can't be arbitrary. They can't be ambiguous. And to me, that's exactly what this is.
Yeah, but the hurricane rule, there would be stuff lying around that could become projectiles.
But the
so I'll
people.
take care of that.
Right, exactly.
But you're not going to be there.
But you could have a neighbor do that. You could have the construction crew do that.
Okay.
The construction crew can take care of all of that.
My home ownership. You're basically taking away my home ownership by saying, "Sorry, you live in New York, you can't have a pool."
Right? Yeah,
you can't be here.
I agree. That's ridiculous to say that you have to be here all of those months, while that's being done, and actually you can't build it during all of these months because it's hurricane season. So what? Big deal, it's hurricane season. What does that mean?
It's dangerous.
If you know a storm is coming, you have several days in advance to take measures to prevent things from flying. No big deal. I agree with you. I think it's a ridiculous rule. And it's not something that was already on the books.
They didn't even vote on it. How
Right.
can they make a rule that they don't vote on?
I agree. I'm with you, buddy. And I don't think you have to stand there and take it.
Okay.
Okay? I think you need...
I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it.
Right, exactly. I think you need...
The future of fiber is here. QXC Communications is a fiber network engineering firm based in Boca Raton. We build fiber networks that deliver high-speed internet, Wi-Fi, HDTV, and voice services, primarily to Florida's condominium communities. QXC's AON architecture is the industry's best practice and a game changer for our customers. We run 2 dedicated fibers to each unit. No splitters, no cables. So, every resident gets uninterrupted blazing fast speed and military-grade data security. Our Wi-Fi 6 network deployment powers performance on multiple devices with no dead zones. And the QXC TV app makes everyday programming access a breeze with 3-day rewind and optional cloud DVR. QXC AON Fiber is where the industry is heading. Get connected today.
Is your condominium or HOA in need of accounting services? Look no further. Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg is one of South Florida's largest accounting and auditing firms, as recognized by the South Florida Business Journal, and is one of the few accounting firms uniquely specialized to provide accounting services to their growing condominium and homeowner association clientele throughout Florida. With primary offices in Aventura and Boca Raton, satellite offices in Naples and Orlando, and a professional staff of 65, Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg is prepared to meet the needs of any condominium or HOA in the state. The professionals at Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg also have experience working with timeshares, cooperatives, hotel condominiums, mixed-use buildings, and ancillary operations like restaurants, spas, and country clubs. Put their 25 years experience in your corner. Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg, 305-937-0116. That's 305-937-0116 or grgcpa.com.
Someday, you will need insurance. And for that day, you'll be glad you wrote down Insurco Insurance and Financial Services. Why? Because Insurco virtually insures everything. They're a full-line insurance agency that'll put together the best possible coverage and premium for almost anything. Need homeowners or condo insurance? Call Insurco. Need auto or motorcycle insurance? Call Insurco. How about golf cart insurance or trailer and RV insurance? Just call Insurco for a free quote. They're open every day. From renters insurance, officers and directors insurance, and personal liability umbrellas to all types of business insurance, boat insurance, cancer policies, life, health, and annuities. All you need is InsureCo. Get a free quote. They service Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Speak English and Spanish. InsureCo Insurance and Financial Services. It's the only name you need. Office at 14401 West Sunrise Boulevard in Sunrise, inside Edmore Chevrolet.
Call 954-846-1206. 954-846-1206. That's 954-846-1206.
All over the world, people have plumbing problems. These problems can be expensive and destructive to fix. Have you ever wondered if there was a way to take care of your plumbing problems without destruction and an outrageous price tag? Welcome to Pipelining Technologies, Inc., where we specialize in fixing your problems without demolition and minimum cutting by means of pipelining. Pipelining is the ability to take a pipe damaged by root intrusion or long-term deterioration and make it new. By means of inserting an epoxy-saturated liner into the pipe and allowing it to harden or cure, leaving behind a brand new pipe.
That sounds great. How can I get pipelining in my home, commercial building, or condominium?
Simply fill out our online contact form and a pipelining representative will get in touch with you in a timely fashion, or call us directly at 561-853-5463.
Communications is a fiber network engineering firm.
Insurance, boat insurance, cancer policies, life, health, and annuities. All you need is InsureCo. Get a free quote. They service Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Speak English and Spanish. It's the only name you need. Office at 14401 West Sunrise Boulevard in Sunrise, inside Edmore Chevrolet.
Call 954-846-1206.
Videotape.
Yes.
So I got a really quick story about that. I had the honor of representing Frank Field. So Frank Field
he's your favorite.
Did the weather on NBC.
You love him.
Warner Wolf did the sports. Okay?
Let's
I mean, I
go to
watched
the
them every night of my
videotape.
life growing up. Every night. So, and Warner Wolf's line was, let's go to the videotape. But really funny story. So Frank Field educated all of New York on the Heimlich maneuver when the Heimlich maneuver came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really like a 4-day series about it. I remember
Really?
as a kid, it was amazing. And so again, a really important segment that everybody in New York was glued to for a couple of days. And Warner Wolf and Frank Field were great friends, so they would go out to dinner every night. So right after Frank Field teaches this procedure to New York, all of New York, they go out to dinner.
No.
Lo and behold,
No.
Frank Field is sitting there choking to death.
No.
And Warner Wolf, who just watched the series for 4 days, goes and gives him the Heimlich maneuver and saves Frank Field's life. He saves the teacher's life.
Oh, my
Right?
gosh.
You can't make this up. So I had Frank Field in my office, and I said, my God, that's an amazing story. You know, what did you tell Warner when finally the food came out? What did you say? And he says, I said, what the F took you so long? It was hysterical, right? It was really.
What did he choke on, you know?
I don't know,
Lobster.
but it was hysterical.
That is so.
Yeah.
What took you so long?
Who do we got,
That's
VJ?
Scary.
What took you so long to ask? Paula in West Palm Beach.
Hey, Paula.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. I have a question. I live in a condominium, 59 units, a high rise, and our parking garage is underground, below the units. Now, I have a couple of other owners who are concerned about people who have Teslas, because they think it's a hazard. Taking into account what happened last year with the Teslas up with the hurricane.
Right.
Now, if they can they demand that nobody have Teslas in the building?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So this is the electric vehicle statute. And guess which law firm drafted the electric vehicle statute? We did. We had a client come in a couple of years ago who said he bought an electric vehicle, but the condo won't let him put an electric vehicle charging station anywhere. So long story short, the legislature was in session at the time. There was only one state that actually had laws on this, and the attorney Paul Kim in my office drafted another statute. We had the member of the legislature file it. In 60 days, it became law. It was really amazing.
Wow.
We did it so fast. So basically, here's what the law says, Paula. If someone has their own parking space, right? Their own parking space, whether they own it, whether they have access to it because it was given to them by the board, but if it's their own space, they have the right to put in an electric vehicle charging station no matter what, as long as they jump through a million different hoops. And those hoops are, obviously, it's got to be done by a licensed electrician. It can't cause severe damage to the condominium property. If the next person doesn't want it, it has to be removed.
So the guy with the extension cord, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I can't do an extension cord.
Out the window.
Obviously, when the bill comes in each month, it's got to be paid by that person. Of course, the total cost to do it has to be done by the person that wants it. The condo can demand that they be named as an insured on an insurance policy. Obviously, it's got to be licensed and permitted. So as long as these hoops are jumped through, though, Paula, that person gets to put in an electric vehicle charging station. Nothing the association can do to prevent it. So I hope that answers your question.
What state was the state that had a law?
I think it was Nevada.
Oh, really?
The electrical one, but they use the extension where they use the electricity from the building.
No, absolutely can't do it that way. No, they can't run. Karen, you made a joke, but this is actually happening.
Well, we had a call about it.
No, they can't run extension cords from the building. That I can tell you.
No.
If a building official ever came down, he's going to shut you down. Yeah, a building official will never tolerate that with extension cords. If they do it the right way and they put in a real electric vehicle charging station, then nothing could be done to prevent it. If they're going to use extension cords, yes, the building can stop it, and not only that, a building official may shut you down. Okay?
Now, I know there's there's like 2 or 3 vehicles that are Teslas, but they had an electrician come and run the electricity to go to their parking space. And they're able to, I guess they have these chargers that they come with, where they can charge it to the hour.
Okay, that's an electric vehicle charging station, I guess. But they can't be using the building's electricity. You know, it has to be separately metered or sub-metered to them so that the association knows what they have to pay for the electricity.
Yeah.
They can't be feeding off the association's electricity and not paying for it. They have to pay for it themselves. Okay?
Okay, so it's not like where I know the board has calculated, like they came out with a calculation of how much they
No, they can't calculate.
To pay a year.
It's got to be metered or sub-metered. Okay? Paula, we got to take the next call. Who else we got, VJ?
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Donata in Miami.
Donata, how are you, Donata?
Hi, Eric. I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, what's up?
Eric, I would never go and see a film called Barbie. Really, for real. I mean, and I saw an interview of whatever her name is. She didn't even like Barbies when she was a kid.
Really?
I mean, but anyway, Eric, can the board start sending you threatening letters when you are late 10 days or 15 days in your maintenance or special assessment?
Okay, so we're going to run through it really quick, and then we got to take our final break of the hour. So there's a procedure that both condos and HOAs have to follow. Same exact procedure. And this is how it works. When someone's late, first thing you can do, when someone's like 30 days late normally, the first letter that goes out to the person that's late is a letter that's requesting the amount due without any attorney's fees whatsoever. You can't ask for attorney's fees in that letter. In other words, everybody gets one shot to pay in full without attorney's fees. Why? Because If you don't take up the association on that one shot, it starts getting expensive after that. So you get 30 days to pay, and the good part about it, if you're the owner, you don't have to pay attorney's fees. Now let's say 30 days goes by, and you don't take advantage of that offer to pay without attorney's fees. Well, now it goes to the attorney. The attorney is going to say, okay, we're going to file a lien on your unit within 45 days. Okay, so
no, but here they are sending letters, threatening of lien letters, not even 15 days late.
No, that's, what do your documents say? Do your documents talk about when the payments become late? Because some documents say, it's due by the 10th. So you can technically, if you're due by the 10th, on the 11th day, you can send out late letters to people. But most associations don't do that. They do it after 30 days.
But but you know this association,
Yeah.
very well. No, and threatening letters.
Typically,
9 days late.
no,
Exactly.
they can't do that. No, they can't do that because there's a process. Okay, you can't threaten a lien without that first letter.
Thank you. See you the next week.
You got it. Thanks, Donata. Okay, so just because I started, I want to finish. So first letter, no attorney's fees. Second letter, we're threatening a lien within 45 days. 45 days goes by, the attorney says, see, we filed a lien. And within 45 days, we're filing a foreclosure action. 45 days goes by, then the attorney can file a foreclosure action. So you got to understand there's a 30-day letter, a 45-day letter, and a 45-day letter that have to go out to the unit owner before you could file a foreclosure action. That's 120 days.
But what about the lien?
The lien can only go out after you gave the 30-day letter and the 45-day letter.
So you're getting a threatening letter at 9 days. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but you got to understand by the time you are allowed to foreclose, it's 120 days that have gone by.
Right.
So what I'm telling associations is don't wait too long to give it to the lawyer. Why? Because even if the lawyer acted on day one, immediately, every time,
right,
he has 120 days before he can go to court.
Ah.
And I can tell you, things are starting to go crazy now.
Oh.
I will tell you that the secretary in my office said to me officially, we have the most collection files in the office that we've had probably in 10 years.
Is that due to all of the
things are starting to get bad already.
Wow.
Is your home or condo looking old, worn out, and in need of a fresh look? Then you need PD Painting to paint your property and make it look like new again. PD Painting will first properly prepare your home and condo and then use only the highest quality paint products. After many years in the painting industry, PD Painting has achieved a reputation for always delivering a reliable and professional finish. PD Painting is fully licensed and insured and offers a 7 to 10 year warranty. Their technicians are expert craftsmen. Let PD Painting handle all the details and then sit back and watch them restore your property and bring back that brand new look and feel. Need a service call? PD Painting will be there on the spot. Need financing? PD Painting can offer that too. Call PD Painting at 888-416-3204. Again, that's 888-416-3204. Go to the website pdpaintinginc.com. Need painting done in your home and community? Contact the experts at PD Painting.
This message is for anyone who has taken on the important responsibility of becoming an officer or director in a homeowner or condominium association. It is also for the management companies who work closely with these caring people to make sure things are done the right way. Hello, I'm Gil Pomar, South Florida Regional President for Center State Bank, now the second largest bank based in Florida. Our bank, Center State Bank, has an amazing team of professionals who are exclusively dedicated to the homeowner and condo association market. Your job is not easy. There are repairs and new projects that need financing. There are legal and social issues that need to be understood. There are also technology and servicing issues that your residents want to be improved. Why not choose a bank that knows this business backward and forward. Why not have a local banker who will meet with you face to face whenever it is convenient for you or your board? Center State Bank has over 2,000 associations as customers for a reason. Please give us a chance to earn your business. Call Terry Russo at 954-633-1666 to make it happen. Center State Bank is an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC.
Need an insurance evaluation, audit, or quotation for your condo association or homeowners association? If so, then you need to speak with our insurance experts at Mack Waltz. We insure over 800 associations, and we are the clear leader in this marketplace. Mack Waltz has been in business since 1989. We write insurance on billions of dollars of property values. We are an independent insurance agency representing insurance companies which specialize in condo and HOA insurance. The staff at Mack Waltz works closely with board members and property managers and regularly attends association meetings to help educate the association about their insurance policies. To learn more about how Mack Waltz can save you money and improve your insurance program, call now 954-640-6225 and ask for Greg Waltz. 954-640-6225. Mack Waltz Insurance Group. Let us protect your association.
PD Painting will first properly prepare your home.
Tarpon there live.
Hearing you on in 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to Condo Craze and HOAs here on 850 WFTL. This is the final segment. Don't wait to the very end of the show to call us, 877-850-8585 for anything condo or HOA related. Right here?
Absolutely. Who do we got, VJ?
We have Sam in Tampa Bay.
Hey, Sam.
Hey, good morning. Eric, we are continuing our improvements at our condo, and we're at the flooring, and I have some questions.
Sure.
We are in the process now of redoing the balconies. We have owners that have put tile, which they shouldn't have done, causing spalling and everything. So we have a contractor that's taking that off, and we're replacing it with a special coating, and that's working okay. And we're also taking the coating off our walkways and replacing it with the same style of coating. My question is, we have on the first floor 14 units that have just concrete only, the original concrete going out to our beach side. The owners of those units can exit through their sliding glass door, maybe a little limited common element, but the rest is common element. It's the original concrete. The board of directors wants to put the same coating on our outside beach side. The engineer recommends that we should do for the cracks and so forth. We have a couple owners that are questioning that should be a change. That should be a vote because it's a change of the common area.
Yeah.
Do they need a vote? Does the board need a vote of owners?
No, remember, there's a difference. There's a difference. Okay, there's a difference between a material alteration and a repair, right? So if the engineer is saying, no, to make this better, right, you're actually kind of repairing it. To make it a safer...
making it better.
Right.
Improving.
Okay, to improve it, to make it safer, right? Then, and you can get a report from that engineer that says, no, you need to do this in order to make it safer, so it's more slip resistant, whatever. It will last more than any other type of thing that you can put on there. No, that's not considered a material alteration. Okay? So you wouldn't need a vote of the community.
So it's an improvement.
Would not.
Would not. Correct.
Okay.
Okay? You don't even see it, right?
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's what we want to know.
It's not something that you even
There's
see,
some
correct?
owners that just want the concrete. They feel the upkeep or maintenance in the future is going to be a problem.
Right. But again, I'm asking again, it's not something that you even see, correct?
Well, it's a
Nothing
coating.
that we see?
Yeah, it's when that coating. Do you even see it? Is it a visible slip resistant?
It's called a gemstone. It's a coating. It's a little rough, so to speak.
Right.
And the concern is people will be dragging chairs, their furniture, and it's going to scrape it and it's going to be repaired.
Okay.
So it's not a paint.
Right.
It's a little bit of a coating.
Right. Understood. Well,
And that's going to be on our walkways.
you got to go with what the engineer says and know when the engineer says something like that, it's not necessarily a material alteration. It's a repair.
Okay. Just
And-
work with engineer.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
One more quick question. More quick question about changing. I have another property, and we have 2 units that have an extra door entrance. And what they've done, without the knowledge of me, because I'm not on that property, they have covered up that extra door with concrete. They've encased it or enclosed it with concrete block.
Now,
don't they need a
that
from the owner?
yeah, that is clearly a material alteration, 100% a material alteration. Yes, it needed this happens all the time in
Wow.
communities. Yeah. Yes, they needed a vote of the community, probably 75% of the community, in order to do something like that. Number
That's
one.
what I'm thinking, and I did call the building official,
Right.
and he had said that he had not heard any complaints
Hmm.
about that.
That's a little strange
So-
because I can guarantee you that was
No
done
permit
without a
was given.
permit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a little strange for a building official to take that approach, but I can tell you that it probably wasn't done without a permit.
Board member that was on the board.
Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, definitely needed,
That's-
no doubt
that's all
about
I
it.
have. Thank you so much.
You got it. You be well. Yeah, 100%. Something like that happens all the time in older buildings. A lot of times in the Hollandale area. Right?
Yeah.
The buildings were built with 2 entrances to the condominium unit.
So what, you go to exit and there's
30 seconds.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
blocks in the
there's
way.
2 entrances, and yes, people cover it up, and yes, material alteration. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of the show. Just remember, if you need legal help off the air, call Glazer and Sachs, 954-983-1112. Again, 954-983-1112. I wish everybody a wonderful, healthy, and safe week.
And go see Barbie?
Do not. We'll see you again next Sunday and speak to you again next Sunday on Condo Craze and HOAs. Be well, everyone.
Thanks, Eric.